So what's up? I'm back with another video. I want to talk about this Eagles and Redskins game. It's a game that I'm interested in. I'm very interested in, only for the fact that Carson Wentz will be playing. I think he's going to have a heck of a year too. With the help that the Eagles have, given them. So I want to start by saying the Eagles, in my opinion, is going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be as hard as everybody thinks, but I think that they will win this game. Simply because in the offseason, I think they made better use of time and better use of money than the Redskins did. This is why. So when you look at what happened with Carson Wentz last year, he didn't have much help. He didn't have much around him, and he still made certain plays. Now, was he the best? No, but all of that didn't fall on him. Most of the time, he didn't even have what he needed, but he still made happen what he could with what he had. And you guys went out, well, the Eagles went out and gave him much needed help. And I think it'll help him progress as a quarterback. Against the Redskins defense, which was ranked, I think, 28th last year, I think he's going to have a hell of a game. I really do. I think he's going to have a hell of a game. Last time that Alshon Jeffrey and Josh Norman actually lined up, I think Alshon Jeffrey had 90 yards, something like that. And that was with Jay Cutler, excuse me. Jay Cutler. I don't think that Josh Norman matches up well with Alshon Jeffrey, simply for the fact that Josh Norman he's just an okay cornerback to me. And I'm not saying this because, first of all, I don't like Josh Norman. I'll put that out there. I don't like Josh Norman. I think his mouth overhypes his play. I think that he's more bark than bite, and I've seen it. And I think Alshon Jeffrey is more than he can handle. Alshon Jeffrey has the speed, has the jump power, has the hands, has the route running ability. All of that to compete with Josh Norman. And what's a bigger problem about that is the fact that Josh Norman does not stick with the number one receiver. I've seen where he played against, when the Redskins played against, when the Redskins played against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Antonio Brown torched y'all for like 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the thing about it is, Norman only covered him for 2 snaps. That's ridiculous. How are you the number one cornerback and you cover Antonio Brown for only 2 snaps of the game? And you let him just terrorize Rashad Breeland. I thought that was very idiotic. If you're the number one guy and you see the number 2 guy getting dogged on all game, it's your responsibility, it's your duty to switch over and to follow him and make sure that it stops at least. Same thing happened when the Redskins played Dallas. When Dez wasn't on Norman, he was on Breeland, and he was destroying Breeland. He was destroying Rashad Breeland. Like, it was ridiculous. So I think that if y'all want to win this game, Norman is going to have to follow Alshon, and it's not going to happen all game. And if I know this, the Eagles defensive coordinators know this. You can put him in the slot, put him on the other side of the field, and Norman won't follow him. And that's not good cornerback work. You have to follow him and make sure you can limit him. And for the fact that the Redskins will not do that, because I've seen games where he did not stick on number ones, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Even when they played New York, we put Odell all over the place. He did not follow. It was plays that Josh Norman was guarding. Josh Norman was guarding Sterling Shepard. Like, why are you guarding Sterling Shepard? What are you doing? You know. So I think that's one of the big reasons why the Eagles win, because I think they'll move around Alshon Jeffrey and create problems in coverage. And I think the defense coordinators will pick up on this and understand that that's how you take advantage of that defense. I mean, it's already shaky, but I think they'll do a better job at taking advantage of the defense. Also, they get LeGarrette Blount to help the run game. They have a pretty good offensive line as it is, and then we add a big bruiser back who makes his bread and butter on getting churning out those tough 5-yard runs, goal line situations. When you have an offensive line that can really help him get where he need to go, open up lanes and stuff like that. Like, it's hard to tackle him in open space because he's huge. So when you have an offensive line that can really help you, get going downfield, that becomes a problem as well. Now, the Redskins have a high-powered offense, and it's difficult to stop them when they get that chemistry going and when they get the ball going. And that's with any NFL team too, but there's something about the Redskins, I think, in the NFC East. They when they get rolling, I think they're the most energetic offense in the NFC East, because when they start slinging the ball all over the place and they get that chemistry going, it's very difficult to stop Kirk Cousins from really shredding you up. But here's my problem with what's going on. Let's say Terrell Pryor isn't having a good game, or Terrell Pryor is getting locked down, or whatever, or Terrell Pryor just isn't performing, because Terrell Pryor hasn't been doing this for a long time. Like, this receiver position is still pretty new to him. So if we're gonna put all our money on a ex quarterback, it's I don't know. Like, I think y'all invested a lot into an ex quarterback. Now he can catch. We all saw that he's a 1,000-yard receiver, but when he's tested and he's in a tough division like the NFC East, we're gonna see how he performs. But let's say he does get locked up during the game. Let's say he does have a difficult time. Who do you throw it to? You throw it to Doxson. Has he shown that he could take over games? Has he really been a beast for y'all? I know he was hurt at one point. Have you guys seen enough to know if he can really, do damage in the game? I know y'all like y'all slot receiver. What is his name? I forget his name. Tell me in the comment section. I know he's a beast, but can he take over a game? To me, he's like a Sterling Shepard. Like, he'll do his damage, but he can't really take over a game. He can't really like put everything on his back and really demand not respect, but demand like attention. He just does his job and he does it very well. So I think with the Redskins getting rid of Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, I think that's more of a hit than you guys are really willing to admit. So I mean, you guys picked up Brian Quick, but he's decent. To me, you guys can definitely get rid of. Take care of the Eagles secondary, but they have good safeties. And a D-line is nothing to sneeze at. They got really good linebackers. The only problem with them is their cornerbacks. So I don't even think they have a weak secondary, just the cornerbacks that just really are struggling. And I don't think that the Redskins are going to be able to really take advantage of them as much as they think they can or will. I don't see it. I don't see them being able to dominate the game offensively this time around. Now, I know they have a history of beating the Eagles. It's just one of those things where, like, The Eagles can be 1,000 times better than the Redskins. Y'all just beat them. Like I understand that, but I think with Carson Wentz, this is a new time. It's a new era. I think that Carson Wentz, with these weapons, Carson Wentz gonna be a nasty dude. Carson Wentz is gonna be a real nasty. And this coming from a Giants fan, and the fact that he can scramble, like the dude can scramble. The dude can do his thing. He can throw, and I think that with him being able to throw the targets that can actually run routes and catch the ball, he don't have to overthrow it to compensate for a poor route. You know, like he doesn't have to do anything extra to compensate for a poor route or to try to get the receiver as open as possible. You know, I think it'll make him better. Like I said, you gave him a run game. They gave him some receivers. They gave him everything he needed to win this game. And I think he has the talent. I think he has the arm talent. I think he has the IQ to win this game. I think the Redskins beat him last time because he kind of was dealt a bad hand, to be honest. He didn't really have everything that he needed. And the Eagles, to me, realized that they have something, and they went out and got him everything that he needed to prosper as far as being a good quarterback and as far as making this season as positive as possible and taking a step forward. It really helps a quarterback when he has what he needs. So with that being said, I think the Eagles win. I think they're matching up a lot better this time. I think they're going to have better ball management, time management, when you give them LeGarrette Blount to run the ball on 3rd and 2 situations. You don't have to give it to Sproles all the time, like on scat situations and stuff like that. Like you can pound the ball up the middle, you know, get the easy 2 yards and keep the ball rolling. And I think they'll do that, you know, with the offensive line they have. I think that they'll do that against the Redskins. I think they'll control the ball better, control the clock better. I think that they'll take advantage of the Redskins defense better than the Redskins will take advantage of the Eagles defense. I just think that this year is Carson Wentz coming out party. No pun intended. But I think this year is the year he really wakes people up and shows them what he's got. And he's going to do it against the Redskins. In my opinion, I think that's the first step forward he's going to take. Seeing as the Eagles cornerback situation isn't the best, I'm going to say that they're going to allow quite a few points. So I say the game will be probably 27-21, somewhere around there. 27-21. I think Carson can throw for 3, and I think LeGarrette Blount can run for 1. I mean, I don't think that's too far out of the way to say. I think it's definitely possible, but you know, like my mom always tell me, any given Sunday, anything can happen. You know, this is just my take on the Eagles and them moving forward, and Carson Wentz's progress. And I think it begins week 1, game 1. I think he'll be ready. I think he understands the expectations that's put on him. And I'm just glad the Eagles gave him something so he's not out there throwing to blind targets. Like, he actually has some help. So I think the fact that he does have help, you know, it makes him that much better. But I mean, I think he gave y'all a rough time last year, and he didn't even have anything then. You know, he didn't have much of anything then. So now that he has something, I think he'll take it home. So yeah, I think it'll be 27-21 in a respectable game. I think Carson going to come out and he's going to do his thing, and he's going to show the NFL and the NFC East that he's a good dude, and he's going to be here for a while. So that's my take on the Eagles versus the Redskins. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Oh, and if you agree or disagree, you know, drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me who you think gonna win, by what points, and why. Appreciate it.